What if the real secret to reversing muscle loss after 60 wasn't hiding in a gym or a supplement bottle, but in your morning cup of coffee? For most seniors, muscle decline feels inevitable. You notice it first in small ways. Climbing stairs becomes slower, your balance feels a bit uncertain, and no matter how much protein you eat, your body just doesn't seem to respond like it used to. Doctors call it anabolic resistance. It's when your muscle cells stop listening to the signals that tell them to grow. But here's the good news. This resistance isn't permanent, and science now shows it can actually be reversed. The key lies deep inside your cells in your mitochondria, the little power plants that fuel every heartbeat and every movement. As we age, these power plants lose their spark. They produce less energy, respond slower, and make it harder for your muscles to rebuild. But recent studies reveal that specific nutrients, when combined with coffee at the right time, can reignite these sleeping power plants and restore your body's ability to build lean, strong muscle again. So, before you write off your morning coffee as just a caffeine boost, think again. Because with 3 small additions and a bit of timing, that simple ritual could become the most powerful anti-aging tool you have. Let's explore how this works and how 1 cup of coffee can help you feel stronger, steadier, and more alive than you have in years. Before we begin, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a senior health tip. And in the comments, tell me where you're watching from and what time it is right now. I want to see how far this message has traveled. 1. Why muscle loss happens after 60. After 60, many people start to feel weaker, even when they stay active and eat well. They assume it's just getting older, but that's only half the story. The real reason is something called anabolic resistance, a condition where your muscles stop responding properly to the nutrients and exercise signals that once made them grow. Here's what happens inside your body. When you eat protein, it breaks down into amino acids, tiny building blocks that tell your muscles to repair and rebuild. One amino acid, called leucine, acts like the on switch for growth. It activates a pathway known as mTOR, which tells your cells it's time to build muscle. But after 60, that switch becomes dull. The receptors in your muscles don't hear the message as clearly anymore. Even when you eat plenty of protein or lift weights, the signal just doesn't go through as strongly as it once did. Scientists from McMaster University found that older adults often need twice as much leucine as younger people to get the same muscle-building response. Imagine your muscle as a house and protein as the bricks needed to fix it. When you're young, the workers show up instantly, ready to build. But as you age, they move slower. Half the bricks arrive late, and the job takes longer. That's anabolic resistance in action. This resistance is made worse by inflammation and mitochondrial decline. When the mitochondria, your cell's energy factories, become less efficient, they don't produce enough energy for repair. It's like trying to build a house when the lights keep flickering and the tools barely work. But the exciting part is this: scientists now know how to wake those cells up again. Through nutrient timing, specific amino acids, and a few lifestyle tweaks, you can train your muscle cells to become sensitive again to listen, rebuild, and grow. So, no, muscle loss isn't inevitable. It's simply your body asking for the right kind of fuel and signal. And surprisingly, one of the most effective tools to deliver that signal may already be sitting in your kitchen, your morning cup of coffee. Next, let's dive deeper into the tiny powerhouses inside your cells and see how recharging your mitochondria could be the first real step toward reversing age-related muscle loss. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, type the number 1 in the comments so I know you're here. Now, let's move on. 2. The mitochondria connection. Inside every muscle cell, there are hundreds of tiny engines called mitochondria. They're your body's power plants, transforming nutrients into energy, energy you use for every movement, every repair, and every heartbeat. When these engines work well, you feel strong and full of vitality. But as you age, they start to slow down. After 60, mitochondria become less efficient, producing less energy and more waste in the form of oxidative stress. That's when fatigue sets in, recovery slows, and your muscles begin to shrink even if you're doing all the right things. Think of mitochondria as batteries inside your cells. When you were young, those batteries were fully charged, quick to respond, powerful and steady. But after decades of wear, they lose capacity. And when your cellular batteries are weak, your body can't power muscle repair, no matter how much protein or exercise you add on top. This decline creates a perfect storm. Energy goes down, inflammation goes up, and muscle breakdown starts to outpace muscle growth. But here's where the science becomes inspiring. Researchers have discovered that you can actually train your mitochondria to work better again. It's a concept called hormesis, the idea that mild, controlled stress makes your cells stronger. Just like lifting weights strengthens muscles, small biological challenges like fasting, cold exposure, and certain plant compounds strengthen your mitochondria. And that's where your morning coffee comes in. Coffee isn't just caffeine, it's filled with natural compounds like polyphenols and chlorogenic acids that create a gentle hormetic effect. They nudge your cells to clean up damaged mitochondria and build new ones, improving how your body converts food into energy. Studies from Harvard and the Karolinska Institute have shown that people with stronger mitochondrial function not only maintain better muscle tone, but also live longer and age more gracefully. In simple terms, when your mitochondria work better, everything else does too, from your metabolism to your balance and even your brain. And the best part? You can start improving mitochondrial function every morning without stepping into a lab or buying expensive supplements. All it takes is understanding how to combine the right nutrients with your coffee, turning an ordinary habit into a powerful anti-aging ritual. So next, let's talk about how one of the world's most common drinks can either speed up muscle loss or become your greatest tool to reverse it. 3. Why coffee matters. For most people, coffee is just a morning comfort, a warm start to the day, a burst of focus. But for those who understand how the body works, coffee can be far more than that. It's a biological tool, one that can wake up your mitochondria, sharpen your metabolism, and even enhance muscle preservation after 60. Coffee contains hundreds of compounds beyond caffeine. Among them are chlorogenic acids, trigonelline, and a family of polyphenols, powerful plant molecules that trigger beneficial stress responses in your cells. These compounds activate two key pathways, AMPK and PGC1 alpha. When switched on, these pathways tell your cells to burn fat for fuel, create new mitochondria, and improve how your body handles glucose. In simple terms, your metabolism becomes cleaner, more efficient, and younger. That's why studies show that moderate coffee drinkers often have stronger muscles, better insulin sensitivity, and lower inflammation. It's not magic, it's biochemistry. Every sip of black coffee delivers a signal that says, wake up, repair, rebuild. But here's the catch, what you add to your coffee can change everything. When you load it with sugar, artificial creamers, or flavored syrups, you're undoing all those benefits. These additives spike insulin, fuel inflammation, and send your body back into storage mode instead of repair mode. Essentially, you're silencing the very cellular pathways that coffee was meant to awaken. On the other hand, if you pair coffee with the right nutrients, amino acids, collagen peptides, or creatine, it becomes a synergistic powerhouse. Caffeine boosts circulation and nutrient delivery, while amino acids flip the muscle-building switch. Together, they create a perfect metabolic sequence: energy first, then repair. This is why timing matters so much. Drinking coffee in a fasted state, right after waking, takes advantage of your body's natural rhythm. At that moment, insulin is low, AMPK is active, and your cells are ready to respond. Add the right nutrients, and you amplify both fat metabolism and muscle synthesis, a 1-2 punch against aging. So, instead of thinking of your morning cup as just a caffeine fix, see it as a daily ritual to train your body at the cellular level. Because what you pour into your mug might be the simplest way to slow muscle loss, sharpen your energy, and rebuild strength from the inside out. Next, we'll break down the 3 specific nutrients that, when added to your coffee, can transform it from a morning beverage into a science-backed muscle rebuilding protocol. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, type the number 1 in the comments so I know you're here. Now, let's move on. 4. The 3 nutrients to add to your coffee. Now that you understand how coffee can activate your mitochondria and metabolism, let's talk about what truly unlocks its potential. 3 nutrients that, when added to your cup, can help reverse muscle loss after 60. These are leucine, creatine, and collagen peptides, a powerful trio that supports both muscle growth and recovery at the cellular level. Let's start with leucine, the master switch for muscle synthesis. It's one of the essential amino acids your body can't make on its own, and it directly triggers the mTOR pathway, the one responsible for building new muscle tissue. Studies from McMaster University show that older adults need about 3 grams of leucine per meal to fully activate this signal. When you add leucine powder, or a leucine-rich protein like whey isolate to your coffee, you're essentially flipping your muscle-building switch back on right after fasting. It's like giving your body a clear message: it's time to rebuild. Next is creatine, one of the most studied nutrients in the world of exercise physiology. It's often associated with athletes, but it's just as crucial for seniors. Creatine helps your body regenerate ATP, the molecule that powers every muscle contraction. Think of it as refueling the energy batteries in your cells. Several meta-analyses show that seniors who take 3-5 grams of creatine daily experience noticeable improvements in strength, endurance, and even cognitive function. When paired with coffee, caffeine enhances creatine's delivery, helping it reach muscle cells faster. Finally, there's collagen peptides, a structural protein that supports your tendons, ligaments, and joints. Collagen is rich in glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline amino acids that don't just keep your skin firm, but also stabilize the connective tissues that hold your muscles together. In one study from the University of Freiburg, older adults who combined collagen supplementation with resistance training gained more lean muscle mass and had fewer joint issues than those who only exercised. When you combine these 3, leucine, creatine, and collagen, with coffee's natural mitochondrial activators, you create what scientists call nutrient synergy. Caffeine boosts blood flow and nutrient absorption. Leucine activates mTOR, creatine powers the muscle, and collagen supports the framework holding everything together. Together, they turn your morning coffee into a muscle-preserving formula, not just waking you up, but teaching your body how to grow strong again. In the next section, we'll see how to time this routine, how to align your coffee, movement, and meals with your body's natural rhythm to maximize strength and longevity after 60. Number 5. Your morning routine to reverse muscle loss. Once you understand how coffee and these 3 nutrients work together, the next step is timing, because when you drink and move matters just as much as what you consume. The goal isn't to overload your body with supplements. It's to sync your actions with your body's natural rhythm so every cell functions at its best. Start with light exposure. Within 10 minutes of waking, step outside and let sunlight hit your eyes. No sunglasses, no phone, just natural light. This tells your brain that it's morning, boosts cortisol in a healthy way, and resets your circadian rhythm. It's your body's first signal that energy production should begin. About 30-40 minutes later, enjoy your fortified coffee blend. Mix 1 scoop of collagen peptides, 3 grams of leucine, and 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate into your coffee. Sip it slowly. At this point, your body is still in a mild fasted state. Insulin is low, AMPK is active, and mitochondria are highly responsive. You're essentially giving your cells a gentle wake-up call, preparing them to burn fat efficiently while priming your muscles for growth. Within an hour of finishing your coffee, it's time for movement. This doesn't have to mean heavy weights. It can be simple chair squats, light resistance bands, or a brisk 20-minute walk. The key is to challenge your muscles slightly enough to trigger the repair and rebuild cycle. Caffeine enhances muscle fiber recruitment, while leucine and creatine provide the materials and energy for recovery. It's the perfect 1 to 2 punch to awaken both energy and strength. About 60 to 90 minutes after your workout, have your first full meal. Aim for around 30 grams of high-quality protein eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, or salmon, along with colorful vegetables and healthy fats. Spacing your protein evenly across meals helps maintain muscle protein synthesis throughout the day. Then, in the evening, close your eating window gently. A 12-14 hour overnight fast allows your body to perform autophagy, a process where damaged cells and proteins are recycled. This cleanup prepares your muscles and mitochondria for the next day's repair. Finally, prioritize deep sleep. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, repairs muscle fibers, and renews mitochondria. 7 to 9 hours each night may do more for your longevity than any supplement ever could. When you align your light exposure, nutrient timing, movement, and rest, you create a rhythm that restores your body's natural strength. This is how one simple morning routine can help you rebuild your body and your confidence after 60. Next, we'll bring everything together and see how these small daily actions can transform your health span, not just your lifespan. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, type the number 1 in the comments so I know you're here. Now, let's move on. 6. Rebuilding strength is rebuilding life. When people talk about getting older, they often focus on what they've lost: strength, energy, flexibility. But what if aging wasn't about loss at all, but renewal? The truth is, when you rebuild muscle, you're not just changing your body, you're changing your future. Muscle is more than tissue. It's your metabolic armor, your balance system, and your inner pharmacy for hormones and energy. Every extra pound of muscle means better blood sugar control, stronger bones, sharper thinking, and fewer falls. It's your key to staying independent, active, and proud of what your body can still do. Imagine this. You wake up in your 70 seconds or 80 seconds, pour your fortified coffee, move your body with intention, and feel that spark again, that quiet sense of control over your health. You no longer feel fragile or fearful of decline. You've taken the science of aging and turned it into a lifestyle. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. The small choices you repeat every day that slowly retrain your body to work for you instead of against you. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require an expensive gym, a personal trainer, or fancy supplements. It only requires awareness, knowing that your mitochondria are listening, that your muscle cells can still respond, and that your morning routine can rewrite how your body ages. Studies from Harvard and the Journal of Physiology have shown that even seniors who start light resistance training and nutrient timing after 70 can rebuild up to 15% of lost muscle mass in just a few months. The secret isn't youth, it's the right sequence. Wake up your energy system, feed your muscles, move them, rest them, repeat. Let's not forget what muscle represents. It's not vanity or appearance, it's freedom. The freedom to walk without pain, to travel, to lift your groceries, to hug your grandchildren. It's the physical strength that gives emotional confidence, the proof that your body still listens when you treat it with respect and intelligence. So every time you take that first sip of coffee, remember, you're not just drinking a beverage, you're fueling the engines of life inside you. You're reminding your body that it's still capable of growth, repair, and strength. Because rebuilding strength is not just about muscles, it's about reclaiming the joy of living fully. And now, as we close this journey, let's put all of this together, the science, the habits, and the hope, into one simple daily practice that can transform the way you age. Let's bring it all together. Everything you've learned so far leads to one simple but powerful truth. Aging doesn't have to mean weakness. Muscle loss after 60 isn't just a part of life, it's a sign that your cells are waiting for the right signal to wake up again. And that signal begins with how you start your morning. Think about it. One cup of coffee, the same drink you've had for decades, can become a tool for rebuilding strength, energy, and independence. When you add leucine, you tell your muscles to start growing again. When you add creatine, you refill the energy tanks that power every step you take. And when you add collagen peptides, you strengthen the connective tissues that hold your entire structure together. Then, caffeine and polyphenols in the coffee activate your mitochondria, turning on the very engines of your vitality. Each element on its own is helpful, but together they create a metabolic harmony, a coordinated rhythm between growth, recovery, and energy. You're not just feeding your body, you're teaching your cells how to act young again. That's the secret of longevity. Not avoiding aging, but mastering it at the biological level. So here's your daily rhythm to remember. Wake up, get your morning light, drink your fortified coffee, move your body, and eat real food. Keep your evenings light, sleep deeply, and repeat. Day by day, this routine retrains your metabolism, revives your mitochondria, and reawakens your muscle cells. Even if you're in your 70 seconds or 80 seconds, science shows your muscles can still respond. They just need the right sequence of signals: nutrition, movement, and recovery. It's never too late to rebuild. You don't have to accept decline as your destiny. Every sip, every stretch, and every night of good sleep adds up. So tomorrow morning, when you brew that cup of coffee, pause for a moment. Add those 3 nutrients. Take that first step into sunlight. Move your body, even gently. Because in that simple, quiet hour, you're not just drinking coffee, you're giving your body a second chance to thrive. If this message inspires you, share it with a friend who's trying to stay strong after 60. And remember to subscribe for more simple, science-backed tips on how to protect your muscles, your mind, and your years of independence. Longevity isn't about adding time to your life, it's about adding life to your time.